We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
What we do not do is spy unlawfully on Americans.
We are leaving in 2014, period. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse. In order to fight and defeat this enemy, it is necessary to wage a new all-out offensive.
You are listening to Biting the Bullet with Luke and Typo.
Bada bing, bada boom.
We're all set. Did you know that Mountain Dew was originally made to be a mixer for whiskey?
No way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was why they
it
made
was
it.
made.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
It's pretty good.
Oh. Mountain Dew and whiskey, dude. That was always our. If we were drinking whiskey in Okinawa, it was always soda and. Was it always soda and whiskey? What we get? No, you got seven up. Seven and seven. That's what we got. God damn, it took me so long to figure that out. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Mountain Dew was originally developed as a mixer for whiskey. Long before it became a soda, the term Mountain Dew was a nickname for moonshine. In the 1930s or 40s, sources vary on the year, brothers Barney and Allie Hartman created a mixer to make whiskey taste better. So first off, with that last statement, they sound like bitches, but at the same time,
Barney, dude.
at the same time, whiskey probably didn't taste the greatest back then as it does now. And it might have, especially the moonshine whiskey. Maybe, I don't know. I've never had moonshine whiskey, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it usually needs a mixer unless you get a shitty whiskey, which is why I like Seagram's, because I can have the whiskey taste, but it's kind of shitty, and I mix it with soda.
I know
it's like a nice cap, you know.
Yeah. Is that your favorite thing to mix with whiskey?
No, I like the 7-Up better.
Oh,
yeah, I like this. I like 7 and 7s. They're pretty good. I think it lets the whiskey flavor come through more. This is the first time I've actually tried the Mountain Dew, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. It's a little sweet. Mountain Dew's a little too sweet for me. 7-Up can be too, but
I can't do Jack and Coke.
Neither can I anymore. I think that was because we were in the Marine Corps. I honestly believe I don't even like Jack in general. Jack and
dude, Jack's disgusting now.
Jack is horrible. What's the other one? The other one that I hate is the fucking Irish one that Jared always drinks. I hate it now.
Irish car bombs?
No, the Irish whiskey that Jared drinks.
Oh yeah.
The Scotch, or I mean, it's not really a Scotch. What is that? What is that one? It's doesn't it start with an R? That was loud as fuck.
Dude, that was intense, bro. I'll put that behind me. Yeah, can't vibrate on the desk.
Fucking whiskey called. I don't know. Buffalo Trace is my favorite.
Oh, Jim Beam?
No, it's not Jim. Jim is all right. I don't mind Jim. It's the fuck, dude. I don't remember. Tullamore, Jameson.
Jamie, look this up.
Not Proper 12. That's fucking. I still haven't had Jameson. Jesus, you said Jamie, and I was like, it's Jameson.
Oh,
yeah, I can't drink Jameson anymore. I fucking hate it. I don't think it tastes good. The only time I can drink Jameson is when I get it with a pickleback, and then that's only because I like the taste of pickle juice, but only if I have to do a shot. Like, I can't drink the Jameson anymore.
Yeah, dude, you just hurt Jared's feelings.
I don't care. I hurt Jared's feelings all the time. Jared deserves his feelings to be hurt.
Yeah, he
That's
left.
the only way he can keep up the emo stick for as long as he has. Is as long as you. I'm doing him a favor because he has no personality outside of being an emo kid with PTSD. So you have to bully him so he can continue having a personality, or he loses his whole identity.
I hope he's listening.
I'm sure I'll get a text about this on Monday. Well, he'll send it to the group chat. I haven't talked to him this week at all, actually. I don't know. I wonder what he's up to. I wonder when his fucking wedding is. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I don't think he's having like a real one. I think he's just like showing up at the state house and being like, yo, we're signing that motherfucking contract. And I think
Dude,
they're walking
like I
out.
said, he's an emo kid, and he has to be dramatic and has a flair for the dramatic. So he's going to have a wedding, and he's gonna be dramatic about it and cry the entire time. Like that's what he's gonna do. I don't blame him. It's not a bad thing. I just know. Too good of friends with them, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I just know. Now everybody else knows, Jared.
You froze for a second. I don't know why.
You froze too. I thought I didn't know if it was you or me. Oh, it's me. My internet connection is unstable.
Well, that's good. Starting this off hot.
Yep. What happened this week? Adele got made fun of. Joe Rogan said nigger. What else?
Yeah, dude. That was I wish he didn't apologize, but
I know. I really wish he didn't apologize. He should have just like, yo, like what the fuck? Like whatever.
Yeah.
Dave Smith went on. I love that Dave Smith went on the same week. Like I guess the week after technically, but basically the end of the week. Like that's pretty fucking funny. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. You listened to a lot of it, but I don't know. I just think those two things were really funny. But like the what are some of the big? Oh, Russia calling out the United States was hilarious, or Putin calling out the United States was hilarious. Because I guess we said we don't want to ramp up, or we're very nonviolent people or something like that. And Putin was like, yeah, I think Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, they would all agree that you guys are very nonviolent.
yeah. I mean, like,
that was savage. That was savage. Like Putin's not a good guy. I get it. Putin's not a good guy. But man, when he's right, he's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not like they have to make up criticisms. Like just make up.
They don't.
Like, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of things. Like, don't be wrong. I'm sure Russia like propagandizes.
Yeah.
Like whatever they send their little.
Yeah, they can't. They're not. They can't be much better.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they can just use criticisms that are real. They don't even have to make something up.
Yeah.
And like our country, our government, they tend to make shit up a lot. And it's like Putin's not even making stuff up about this one. He's literally saying what happened. But I don't know. It's getting weird, dude. I don't know what's going on with Ukraine. I kind of still think it's going to be a peaceful resolution, but it's still like in the news, still going on. I don't know. Now I'm like second guessing myself, dude. Are we going to war, bro?
My whole headphones just fucking died or something. So continue to talk, typo.
Well, now my question didn't work. But yeah, there's just been a lot with like Russia, and it still kind of building up. And I just don't really know what's like gonna happen with it. And you know, before I still kind of think we're gonna get like a peaceful solution out of it. That's like my gut. But now it's still going. I don't know, dude. Maybe some of you motherfuckers gonna get drafted.
Still can't hear anything. All right, hopefully we can hear things now. I can hear you now. That was the weirdest thing ever. What were you saying? What'd you say? You talking shit?
No, not at all. I was kind of like talking about Ukraine, but last week I was just like, I don't know, dude. I think this Ukraine's gonna be a peaceful thing, and I still kind of do. It's my gut, but it's still going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, maybe we're getting called back, dude.
Oh, I don't think they want us. I don't think they want you and I anymore, Typo. I think we're far enough removed that they're going to be like, yeah, we don't need some E5 that was a radio operator. I probably don't even know the systems anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they could still just use me as cannon fodder. They're like, you're an O3 now. But putting me as a sergeant 03, oh no, I'd have to, I don't know how that works. I wonder if you get called back, because you know, after a certain point, you lose your rank if you go back through the military.
Well, dude, that'd be so bullshit. We got called back and you have to go
Yeah, if I
down
got-
a rank.
Yeah, and go back through boot camp, like that would be pretty bullshit, because they have to go back through boot camp. Like I had a staff sergeant. I had a staff sergeant at 311 who he was in, I think before 2001. And he was older. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's a staff sergeant. Like, he must have joined real late, you know? And then he
Yeah.
got out and did like a whole bunch of crazy shit. Like, he was like he like ran drugs and shit in like Mississippi or Alabama, this white guy. And he was like this weird hick hillbilly that was this built. He looked like a UFC fighter that has no neck, like Chuck Liddell. Like, he looked like a little Chuck Liddell, you know?
Okay.
And he was just like no neck having ass staff sergeant, always with his Oakleys and shit. And he was a JTAC. Jared will know who I'm talking about. But he got out, did all that shit, went crazy for a little bit. 2001 happened or something similar. Something happened and he came back in, and he was an E4 when he got out the first time. When he came back in, he had to go back through boot camp. And when I met him, he was an E6. So he had been in for a little bit the second time. But yeah, he had to go back through boot camp, lost his whole rank because he was out long enough, and then go back through boot camp and regain his ranks. I was like, damn, dude, I'd be fucking, I was like, I don't know how you do that. Anybody that does boot camp twice, you're just fucking insane.
Yeah.
And like, I honestly don't even for the most part, I don't understand the people that get out and then go back in. Like, I don't get that either.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I guess actually I knew someone that wanted to go back in, but they wouldn't let him right away because he got out or he was on leave and then 9/11 happened.
Yeah, I guess I'd probably go back in for that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, at the time at least. Like, it was like, yeah, he
Who do
wasn't
you
even
call?
like completely.
All right, think about that. Who do you call? Who do you call right then? And it's like, no, I don't want to get out now. Who do you call?
I don't know. I think he called just went to the recruiter, like the recruiting station close, and like kind of just explained and hoping the recruiter would get him in contact with someone, but they didn't let him back in. I was like,
Oh, really?
"What?" Yeah, they did not let him back in. And I was like, were you a shitbag? And he was like, no. He's like, they wanted me in enlist. It was just, I was getting out because my dad was like sick. And he's like, they wanted me to stay though. And so I don't know how like 9/11 can happen. And then you'd be like, dude, I'm not even on the Marine Corps. Let's just
Dude,
do this.
You know, it was like some S1 faggot, and he was just like, nah, I ain't doing that paperwork. Like,
Yeah.
Nope, you can't come
Yeah.
back in. Nope.
Yeah. Like
you have to wait 2 months. So because I EAS out of here in 2 months. So like you wait 2
Yeah.
months and then call back.
yeah. And I don't know, dude, but
It was probably
didn't-
Such.
they didn't let him back in. And I don't know. So like, are they gonna, what if they recall us, dude? What if they
Dude, if they
if
recall,
we're
all right.
going-
So first thing, if I don't leave the country if I get that letter, if that's not my immediate, I feel like that's my first immediate reaction. Sell everything and just leave. Like, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna go find me. They're not gonna care that much.
maybe we can go to England
Well, all right, why England? I'll bite.
because BR came from England when he was running for the military.
So
dude.
we run to
What
England?
What if we go to England
No, I was just
and
thinking
maybe
like
it works, dude?
I was thinking we go south. Like, we just go south.
South, dude.
Yeah,
I know.
we go south
You
of the
know,
border.
there's a couple like
They'll pick us up. Oh, all right. Well, the cartels will pick us up in an instant. They'll be like, "Oh, former Marine, like, let's go." And then they'll look at you. They won't believe you, but I'll be like, I'll vouch. I'll vouch, and then we'll
No.
both get in. And
we could hang out in like Mexico City, dude.
yeah, well, I was thinking go like south. Like we're going south. If I'm not gonna live in Mexico, I'm going
Venezuela.
I'm going, yeah, like Brazil, Venezuela. Like I'm going south. Yeah, let's go. Let's become we always talk shit about just starting taking over a Middle Eastern country at the beginning of this podcast. That's what me and Jared always talked about. But why not just go down South America? It's closer. We can drive our cars down there.
Dude,
Your dad
Glenn
knows the
Greenwald
Panama Canal. Your dad knows Panama Canal, so he'll fucking help us across.
Yeah, he was there, dude.
He was there. So we can get across the Panama Canal and, we'll fucking make our way down south, making my way downtown. We'll figure it out.
Glenn Greenwald tied in Brazil. It's working out pretty great for him. Maybe we just say we're gay because Glenn.
We don't have to say we're gay, Typo. You don't stop. Get out of the closet, bro. We run a libertarian podcast. Like that's peak gayness right there.
This is just like an excuse for us to hang out, dude.
We shouldn't be the fighting mongooses. We should be the fighting faggots because of the fucking alliteration that comes with it. But I think if we have FF in it, like people will be like, oh, they're white supremacists. FF is the new age for SS. And then I'm just going to be like, I can't fucking win. I just called myself a flaming flamingo. And now I'm getting fucking flamed by fucking more flamers saying that I'm not as gay as I say I am. So this is just because I'm white. And that's annoying.
Dude, no one cares.
No one cares about your faggot feelings, bro. Yeah. Dude, I got so many FF words in a row. Like I am on one right now.
I couldn't even think of like 3.
And you're the fucking intel guy. What the fuck is this?
Dude, words are fucking hard, dude. You know the school. You know the school I went to, dog. You know what's going on. You know what's going on at that school.
Dude, I'm so glad I just asked for the first contract instead of like getting a smart contract so I could be the smart person with all the dumb people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I like scored high on the ASVAB, but I was like, yeah, just give me on the first contract out. And only stupid people say that. So they're like, all right, yeah, he scored high, but it was probably an accident. Maybe it was an accident. Who knows?
He belongs with the retards.
Yeah. So they sent me to logistics because, that's where the real dumb fucks hang out. It's logistics. Can't get anything right over there. And then another contract came up before that. And they're like, radio operator, he'll probably die in 6 seconds if he goes in the country. So might as well. One less fucking retard to worry about. And then that's how I became a radio operator.
Oh, dude. Dude, I don't even know. Like when I showed up, I was like, I thought you were just a Marine. And they're like, you got to pick a job. And I'm like, what? There's jobs? Like what?
I didn't know. I thought being a Marine just means you're what a grunt was. Like I thought that's what it meant.
Dude, I know people that had an active contract. They signed an active contract and they thought they would get to go home after their school. And they didn't go home. And they're like, what? No, my recruiter, he was like, dude, my recruiter told me that I got to go home after the school. And I was like, what are you talking? Like, do you think you're a reservist? And he's like, no, he said I wasn't that. And I'm like, okay, so he told you that you weren't a reservist and that you get to come home. Like, dude, he lied to you. you are not going home. You're actually going to Okinawa, Japan.
You're going to Hawaii.
It's like, dog, like you're not going home, dude.
Dude, I love. All right, so I know I got you stuck on the TikTok shit, but I love the increased. Have you gotten the increased presence of vets on TikTok yet? Has that started to happen?
Yeah, I'm starting to. Well, I don't know. Someone said it's like your algorithm, so maybe I'm just seeing them more, but there might be just more in general.
Yeah, well, I think there's more in general. But I just meant like it's like vets. Like there's the active duty guys every once in a while that like they're doing some stupid shit. Like there was that video that surfaced of the the guys putting their M16s against the Marines putting their M16s against each other. Did you see this video? All right, so there's a video that it's a bunch of Marines in the back of a Humvee. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and they're doing some training op, right? Like they're doing some training op, and they're putting their M16s to each other's flaks, but they got BFEs on them, you know, and they have blanks in them, and they're shooting each other in the back of the Humvee with the BFEs on because they're shooting blanks. But you know, it's just like that. Oh shit! Like, oh shit! Is it gonna be not a blank? Like, oh shit!
Jesus
And they're shooting each other
Christ.
back and forth. And I think they're all getting separated from the military. Like, I think they're all getting separated. It happened within like a week. Like, it blew up on TikTok, and you know, Moms of America are like, this is unacceptable for our military members. And they're like, the guys were clearly like, it wasn't even like a hazing event. It was just, it would be like you and I sitting there like playing Is It Loaded in our fucking apartment. And it's like, it's definitely loaded. It's always loaded. And that's why you didn't like the game that much. But you know, it was basically like that. And they all got separated from the military because there was such a big outrage over it. And I mean, it wasn't like national news or anything, but it was just like one of those things that when the military picked it up, it was like all of them were gone. Even the person that was recording, who wasn't involved in it, just recording it, he was instantly gone. The 2 guys that did it, and then the guy that was sitting across from the guy that was recording. And I was just like, damn, dude, you guys are idiots. That's why you're in the Marine Corps, bro. Like, you don't put that shit on TikTok. You just do it and tell everybody about it on your podcast 6 years later. Like, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, like that was pretty obvious, where like it was honestly like like when you first joined and like you're a boot and you don't know anything, and someone tells you about like these, like, what was that one called, like just like fucking boots, I think it was called.
Yeah, there was
Facebook
Poke Boot
pages.
Fucks. That was the big one.
Yes, Poke Boot Fucks, like all of these like hidden social media groups where they just make fun of boots, and they're like, oh, and then
These guys weren't boots. I don't think these guys were boots. They were like E4, E5.
Oh yeah,
and E3.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And like, don't get me wrong, objectively funny. Like, I would have been like, yeah, dude, let's do it. Like, that's a good idea. Like, I would have done that. And then whoever's driving it, you know, you can't see. It was like one of the high backs, or not a high back, but it was like one of the ones that's separated. You can't see the front. Kind of like, I don't even know what it was because you couldn't see the front in it. I don't know, but yeah. But anyways, go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, that was like inside the culture, that like if you didn't want to get caught doing something like weird or gay or retarded, because if your friend or your like anyone around basically takes a picture of you, you're gonna end up on there and you're like, fuck, man, everyone knows I'm retarded.
That was policing your own, dude. That was the policing
dude.
your own in our Marine Corps. You didn't get to beat the shit out of people, so you just publicly shame them on Facebook.
yeah. That's what it was.
What do you think is worse? Because like, you can go to another unit and be like, I recognize you from somewhere. If you just got the shit kicked out of you behind a quad con, it was like, whatever, you just go on about your fucking day. But if you get publicly shamed on Poke Boot Fucks 3.0, you go anywhere in the Marine Corps and people are like, I know you from somewhere. And it's like, oh, you were the dumb fuck that did this, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, dude, there was a couple like well-known people that got in trouble in the military. Like, the whole military knew about it. Like when that baby arm, like the whole goddamn military knew who Baby Arm was.
Yeah, well, we didn't know who Baby Arm was. We knew who the girl that was taking Baby Arm.
Yes.
And Baby Arm was a Marine as well. But if you guys don't know what we're talking about, it might be on Pornhub. It might not be anymore, but it used to be on Pornhub. Go check out Baby Arm. Baby Arm, and then put Marine, and you'll find it somewhere. Use DuckDuckGo. It's a better platform. You can find it, probably.
And you might even just find an article about it because it was insane. Like, it
bad.
It was just all over the military, and it was like this sex tape, and it's just like, why? And then people, it was like the talk for months. Like, people were like, Did you see that baby arm, dude?
Yeah, and that's because the guy's dick was so big you could see it
Yeah.
inside of another person, and that shit was fucking wild. But yeah, and I mean that's where like, that's how Maximus Uriarte, he got big. The guy that's the writer of the White Donkey,
Terminal,
which is
Terminal Lance.
Yeah, Terminal Lance. That's the saddest comic book I've ever read. But amazing at the same time. If you're a vet, you'll get it. You'll be like, damn, that's fucking intense. Especially if you grew up with like Terminal Lance in the military. Like that shit was intense as fuck. But yeah, dude, like the shaming the shaming level in the United States military now is on a whole different level. I'd rather just get my ass beat, to be honest. Like, I don't know about you, but I'd rather just get my ass beat. Oh, but anyways, the reason why we went down this track was like there's an increased like vet talk, like vet TikTok, and it's funny because there's some that are like, there's like the officer vet talk, and then there's like the enlisted vet talk, and there's some of the officers that have gone out. There's this like, I don't know if he's Mexican or not Mexican, but just Hispanic in general, or if he's like Indian, he's just real dark. He's real dark. So he could be either one. And he's talking about it, and he makes fun of the like officer side of things, and it's pretty funny. And it's kind of interesting to see how like vet TV played into a part of everything, and it's kind of gone on to like TikToks and things like that, and like the vet culture is kind of spreading, and I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know either. I think it's just weird because of like, it's always like vet bros. Like, you know what I mean?
It usually is the bros.
Yeah, like they're the bros of our like community. And I don't like I used to like really like them, like all of them. Remember we met like what was the creators of that like dumb movie that we loved, but it was so stupid. What was it called?
Range
like Range 51.
19? Range 19. That was a funny ass movie. But it was Matt Best. It was like the creators of
and he's a bro.
Oh yeah. He's a bro, dude.
He's a bro. But I used to like really like him, but I don't know. I'm just, maybe it's because I'm distant from the military. No, Range 15. That's right.
Yeah, Range 15.
Maybe it's just some distance from the military, but now I just like don't care for their content that much anymore.
Well, I think it's that, and just their stance on a lot of shit has been garbage. Like they were thin blue liners for fucking ever, and then they also had like a weird stance that they got dragged through the libertarian community for. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't just the thin blue liner bullshit. It was something else. I think they had
Black
like a
Rifle Coffee.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, it was Black Rifle. That's Matt Best. Like Matt Best is an owner in that brand, and they say some stupid shit. They just say some like really stupid vet bro shit, and it's like vet bro shit. I don't know. I think I still follow him on like my personal stuff just because I never like went and unfollowed him, and he still does cool shit, and I'm still a little jealous. Like he does some cool shit and makes some funny shirts, but then at the same time I think they said something about like inclusivity is needed, or like it was during the whole Black Lives Matter riots and shit like that. And I don't know, I just remember like a lot of the vets that follow us, they were dragging them on Twitter. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to jump on this train. This is fun. I like fucking with people. Because I met Matt Best when he came and did Range 15 at 29 Palms, the showing. And it was him and then the guy that was missing his leg in that movie too. That guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
By the zombie.
I was there.
He wanted to get a blowjob.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, remember that fucking guy? Remember that fucking guy that so he was like, oh yeah, if you like he was in Palm Springs. and we weren't gonna go to Palm
That was
Springs.
Matt
We were
Best. Well, yeah, Matt Best was supposed to come and hang out with us.
yeah. That's what this guy said,
Yeah,
that he
yeah, yeah.
knew.
And
He
we didn't
said
believe
that
him.
yeah. Well, we were like, I don't believe him, but me and you negotiated with each other. We were like, well, what if it's true?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go find out. And then we get there and he's like, oh yeah, he was too drunk and they made him leave. I'm like, dude, it's like midnight.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. That was a weird night, because I was just like, I don't fucking believe this guy at all. I don't believe him. But I was like, it'd be cool if it was true. Who was that guy? How did we know him?
So, well, I actually don't remember his name, but he was the big fucking,
Yeah, I remember him.
like he worked in like S4
Oh, he was part of your
or S3. Yeah, you met. I
And do
forgot
you
how.
remember-
He was like a gym bro, and
Yeah.
so that's how we met him, or like you met him, because he'd come over and talk to me, so he would fucking talk to you. And he
Yeah.
was such a douchebag.
Yeah, he was a giant. He was the vet bro. And they are annoying. Remember when we finally got out and we started seeing the guys that were either newly in, like in 29 Palms, but they would come to Phoenix or something. Like we were in college and stuff, and you'd see like the high and tight walking around, and you'd be like, God damn it. And they were like the active duty bros, and you're like, I know exactly. Or you'd see the guys that are still, they've been out for 6 years and they're wearing fucking like tap out shirts, like they're fucking part of the MMA scene in the early 2000s. Or there was the what's the one with the American flag on it? Grunt Style. And they were always in,
Oh my
literally
God.
every day of the week they had a Grunt Style t-shirt, and you're just like, oh my God, are you serious right now?
Like, bro, your vet is showing.
Yeah. Put it away. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I don't know, what was his name? I can't remember his name, but nice guy, great guy, but like always talking about like, I don't know, just like veteran shit. And like I'm like cool, we're talking about like kind of like, but I don't know what he would say, what he would always say. God damn it, I can't remember what he would say, but it was something always about the Marine Corps. And
Are you talking about the guy that was my friend at like Casa?
I think so.
There was two of them. There was this kid named Pat who had just gotten out.
Yes.
And he went to
I
like
think
he was the
maybe it
shorter
was.
one. And then the other one was the guy that would always talk about vet shit, but wasn't a vet. But then he went and joined the army.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. The guy that like he hung out with, like, all of his friends were vets,
Yeah.
and
And then he felt like a bitch for not being a vet. And all I told
Yes.
him the entire time, because he made friends with me, I was like, don't listen to these guys. They're fucking retarded. Don't ever join. And he's like, I just feel like it's something I have to do. And I drove that kid home a few times. And he wasn't a kid. He was the same age as I was. I drove that kid home a few times. And this dude lived on one of the golf courses that Typo and I go to play golf at. And we're like, damn, this is an expensive ass place. I hate playing golf here because it's expensive. And he lived at one of the houses on that golf course with his parents still. He was like 22. And I was just like, or 23, something like that. And I was just like, damn, you're about to throw away your whole life. you had a whole life ahead of you, and you don't got nothing no more. you were part of the military.
yeah, dude, yeah, that was hilarious because that guy didn't end up joining the army. That's what it was, because he would always like.
He always
and it
wanted
was
to
like-
talk about it.
Yeah,
He felt like
always
it was
wanted to talk about it.
a defining moment to be a man in his life. And you know what? Like, all right, so I have another guy at my work right now who I knew he was in the army. He got out like 2019 or something like that. And I was talking to him today because I worked with him all day today. And like, he's nice. He's 30 or 31 or something like that. He's a little bit older than me. He joined late. And I was like, I was like, damn, dude, you talk all this stuff about the army. You joined late. I'm not saying that's a knock on you. Like, I'm a better vet than you or a better military guy than you. But I was like, why'd you even end up joining? And it was literally his family was like his dad and his grandfather had been in the military. They were both Marines and he went Army. And I was like, well, there's your fucking problem right there. You're a bitch anyways. And then his younger brother joined a different branch, either the Air Force or the Navy. Maybe it was the Army. I don't really remember. And then I guess he had a twin. And I was like, dude, you just said, like, I've talked to this guy for a while and he like sees me as like a friend. And I was like, you just said more shit that made me think you were the weirdest fucking person I've met outside in this company than anyone else has ever said. And there's some weird ass fucking people in my fucking job. And he was like laughing. And I was like, how long were you in? And he was like 3.5 years. And I was like, bro, you're the one that talks the biggest game about the military and how you would go back, except right now because of the Ukraine and Joe Biden's president. But you're the one that talks the most shit about like, oh yeah, I want to go back. And this guy's a little bit heavier set. Well, all right, he's heavy. Like he's heavy now. And I was like, how'd you get out early? And he was like, well, you know, you have a couple friends, you know, the first sergeant equivalent or whatever they're called. And, you know, you fail a PT test. And I was like, you failed a PT test? Like, what do you mean you love the fucking Army? This guy deployed too. I was like, what do you mean you love the Army and you can't wait, or you just want to go back in because it was easier and shit like that? Bro, you couldn't even do the bare minimum, which is pass the PT test. Like, what is this? And this is like a general theme for veterans, dude. I swear to God, it's like the grass is greener on the outside, and then they get outside and they realize that they have no original thought in their body and can't make decisions for themselves. And they're like, man, I wish I was back in with the boys. I need to be back in with the boys. I think you, me, Nick, and then Jared and our other two buddies, I think we all did it right. We were like, all right, if we get out, we want to make sure that we don't go back in. So let's live together, hate each other, love each other, and then decide together collectively, since none of us or all of us together have like 4 brain cells when you put them together in a pot, that we just don't join the military. We'll just pretend we're in the military outside of the military. And then it worked out well. And then we all, you know, developed more brain cells. I'm not saying a lot of them, but enough that we were just like, all right, we can go our own way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it was kind of a collective decision that we were like, yeah, dude, let's get the fuck out. Let's get the fuck out. Like honestly, like, I think I would have got out either way.
Yeah, me too.
But at the same time, like knowing that, like, well, we can still like be together. We don't have to we don't have to like
be alone,
go separate ways. That's stupid. And
yeah. I think it was easier for me because we were going to Phoenix. It was easier for me. And the hardest part was just convincing you guys to go to Phoenix too. And it was like an extension to your guys' contract. You know, it was like an extension to your guys' contract.
Yeah.
Because you guys are just because we were all still poor as fuck for the entire time. So it was like, well, we can all move to Phoenix. We'll figure it out. Like, I was like, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. We'll all move to Phoenix. We'll figure it out. We'll party. We'll do whatever we got. We got BAH from the GI Bill. We'll just all go to school. You know, it can't be that hard going to school. And it was just like another duty station.
That was the easy sell. That was the easy sell.
It was just another duty station.
Because you brought it up, and I was like, holy shit, dude, I don't have to go home. I can go wherever I want. I got the GI Bill, which is like an extension of getting paid like from the military. So you can just go wherever you want. That's probably the best part about it. If you can just go, you want to go live in a
whole new life somewhere else.
Yeah, go start a new life, and you can get paid right away, and then get a job, and that on top of it, and you'll be fine. And
we were always fine. Like, we still went out every weekend. We just weren't good at school.
Yeah, we were able to, like, you know, do what I thought you're supposed to do in college, which was party with the boys. And
but we were just like partying with the boys too much.
Yeah, for a while there, it was getting that life.
Yeah, it was just like it was like we didn't stop. Like, we just drank up. Remember, we were working a construction job in the summer, and it's like we'd get home, get a 30 rack, we'd finish a 30 rack, go to sleep, wake up at 4:30 in the morning, go work construction in the summer. And we were just like hungover as shit. This is hell. Basically PT all day because we're fucking tearing down $1 million
Yeah.
homes in North
And you're
Scottsdale.
outside. You're always outside.
Yeah.
And even if you're just standing outside in the Arizona sun in the summer, like that will exhaust you. Like just standing there. But we're like doing construction, and it would always remind us like, yeah, we need to figure our life out, or this is us. This is our
Yeah.
life.
And so we were like, let's hit school real hard. And then we just didn't. Like none of us ever did.
Dude, 'cause school was miserable.
It was miserable.
So miserable. It
It
was
was.
the worst. Those fucking those campuses. I could not
Yeah.
stand those campuses, dude.
Just the people. And and that's when I think at that point in time we were like looking at the libertarian thing, but we were still the vet bros. Like we were still kind of vet bro-ish, you know?
well,
And
if we would have went to college, like just say 4 years earlier, I don't think it would have been that bad.
it would have been fine. I think we would have been fine.
But we like, I mean, I know you were a year before. I mean, you were like when Trump was getting elected.
Yeah. it was
Before
horrible.
when he was running, you got elected. And then when I came out, it was Trump's first year as president. Like, dude, the university was probably the most toxic place to go during that time.
It was horrible.
It was insane. Like
Yeah, you
into
can say
every
shit.
single
My socks got
class.
me in trouble.
Yeah, your socks got you in trouble, and like that was just ridiculous. I remember, I don't even know what shirt I was wearing, but I was wearing a shirt, and this fucking like conservative dude with
It was your socialism sucks shirt.
yeah, that's what brought him over, and I got that from Turning Point USA, by the way. those radicals, they got me. But this dude came like basically jogging over, dude, and he was like, I want you to join my club or something, and I don't even, what was it?
And you still
was
get
like-
text messages, right? It was YAL. It was Young Americans for Liberty. I still get text messages from them.
It was Young Americans for Liberty.
Yeah, I
That's
still get
hilarious.
text messages from him. Until
Oh, I don't-
come join.
I think I canceled it or stopped
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, I thought I did too, but I still get messages from them, and every time I put cancel, it's not as much anymore. But it's like meeting for y'all in room fucking 306 at ASU
Yeah.
campus building fucking whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God, I want to
You know
go
what?
there and
Dude.
bring an M16. Like I'm going to kill all the Young Americans for Liberty. Stop texting me.
Dude, there was, I would get, I don't know if like, I think the guy like basically like very insisted us to sign up, and we're like, fuck it, maybe we will. So we
Yeah.
sign his thing. And I don't know if they fucked up on the name or if I was just being stupid and put Brian, because every time they would text me, it would be like, hey, Brian.
You probably put Brian. You
I
probably,
probably
put
put Brian, but I'd probably put Brian, but put my real number like an idiot. Like, what?
You probably put Brian and then your real last name and your real phone number.
Yeah. I don't know, but every time I would get those messages, it's, hey, Brian, you could still join. It's not too late to fight for liberty. And I'd be like, bro, leave me alone. Who are
Oh
you?
my God, that shit is wild, dude. Can you imagine? So like with the shit that's going on, could you imagine like doing the same thing and trying to get out now? Like, could you imagine like, all right, Biden's president might be going into war with Ukraine or for Ukraine against Russia. The US Olympics are going on. Nancy Pelosi is telling the US Olympians not to protest in China because she fears for their safety, but still felt that it was okay and necessary to send US Olympians to China to, compete. But tell them not to protest against China, but we can protest, like us as congressmen and women can protest and not send not dictatorship, what's that word? delegation to China. I'm surprised I fucking thought of that word that quickly. That is impressive for this podcast. So they won't send a delegation to the Olympics, and then like I don't know, dude. Like it's such a wild time to be alive. It is like we've said this multiple times on the podcast, I guess, and like just the way things are going, it's just wild. Like it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Say you're 18, you're coming out of high school. Maybe you're still in high school. Do you think you would join the military today?
Like if I grew up the same way and like I was just like a couple years, like everything was exactly the same. I just grew up whatever amount of years. What am I? 6 years removed from?
You were born in 2003.
Oh, I don't think so. I think the culture has shifted so much that I don't know. Maybe I probably do. I probably end up joining anyways at 18. If I was I was born in 93, graduated in 2012. Let's say I'm graduating 2022, literally 10 years. I'd probably join and I'm like, I'll go fight in Ukraine, and then nothing happens. And I end up in the same place I am now in 2032 with a fucking podcast with my dumbass best friend.
Yeah.
I think it ends the same way because like it's the same story. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same war but I lived through the same wars. I watched the same things happen. I mean, these things like fucking what was it? Columbine happened in 98? Like, and then you have more, like I'd probably have my same stances on guns in high school that I did in high school when I was going through, where I was like, there's only a few people that should have guns. And then I'd go to the military and be like, yeah, literally everybody should be armed because the US government are a bunch of faggots. Like that's about like it's probably how I come out of the military, because it's the same, like nothing's changed. It's just a cycle, and the cycle repeats for every generation now. It's like living in a simulation. And you know, there's that fucking saying like we are living in a simulation, and it's like I don't think we are. Like I don't honestly believe that we're living in a simulation. I just think that we are creatures of habit, and we've like short-circuited our wiring. So we just continuously, well, at least the US government just continuously plays the same game, and the time is getting sped up because you can only last so long until it fucking speeds up so fast, and then it like actually short circuits or explodes. And I think that's just the route that we're headed to. I don't really want the United States government to implode. I mean, I do in a sense, but I don't want it to implode the way that it's going to implode. It's going to implode and cause suffering beyond our wildest dreams to people all across the world, not even just the United States. But
yeah, so that kind of reminded me of something.
So I was like, what? Oh,
yeah. So, well, you're talking about the United States imploding. Well, Tim Pool had Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene on his podcast, and these are two sitting congressmen, and both of them were like spent 20 to 25, like maybe 30 minutes together arguing for national divorce. It was kind of cool.
Who was for and who was against?
Well, Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene were for it, and Tim Pool was the one that was against it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's
pretty crazy.
It was weird because Tim Pool's thing is like what he said was that if we secede, then we would get in a war over nukes with each other, because we would get in an argument over who gets the nukes when who secedes, and we create a new land.
Was he doing a joke bit?
No, he was really?
Kind
of serious. I think he was just more along the lines of making up in a scenario. He also talked about like water resources. So like a lot of the Colorado River or whatever, a lot of places get their water from there. Well, who's going to decide where the water goes if we're not the same country? Like we can't figure that out. Yeah. But then Thomas Massey was just like, yeah, like we need a national divorce. He's like, the federal government's not going to shrink itself. Like,
Yeah.
we need, and I was like, holy shit. And Marjorie Taylor Greene agreed, which is weird because she took kind of like this earlier in the episode, she took kind of like this hawkish thing about China, where we have to like stop China. China's doing this, China that. But then later on, she would be talking about for national divorce. And I was like, usually people that are very hawkish on China are against national divorce because that's always something like we can't do. But I was like, whatever, be hawkish. It's like, be hawkish on, yeah, maybe be hawkish on China, but also cheer on for national divorce. Like, damn, dude, I'll take it.
Yeah, because I'm not joining the military. So I won't go there.
Yeah, it was weird. But like I just thought it was amazing. We're two sitting congressmen were preaching to a lot of people about why we should secede from the union. And I was like, that's wild. Never thought I'd see that like anytime soon.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'll have to go back and listen. I'll have to listen to that because that sounds funny first off. But what I was going to say was like, I think, so in the first like 5-10 minutes of Dave Smith and Joe Rogan, since we were talking about the podcast, Joe Rogan was like, or Joe Rogan said something and it was like about the government and, or Dave Smith was like, yeah, and you're basically just leading the revolution to throw over the United States government. And Joe Rogan's like, no, I'm not. Like, I don't think that's right. I think it's stupid for people to say to burn down the government, blah, 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 blah. And then instantly pivoted to Antifa. And I was like, damn, dude, that's it right there. You know how we're always talking about like libertarians and mainstream media and how like we need to put ourselves into the mainstream, like to become part of the culture. Like libertarians are just so far outside of culture because there's a lot of weird motherfuckers out there that represent libertarianism. And it was like that right there, probably saying burn down the United States or whatever it is, isn't the best way to get into the culture, because it doesn't matter if you're a libertarian and believe in property rights and you think the United States would be better if the United States government burnt down legitimately. Everybody will just associate you, regardless of if they're on the left or the right. Once you say those words, they see Antifa members, and Antifa isn't right in the way that they want to do it. And Joe Rogan laid out like a pretty good, like, this is what Antifa is, you know, the people that are, you know, blue-haired Chaz supporters. And I was like, damn, I got to stop. Like literally in my head right then, I was like, I got to stop saying burn it down, because like, that's not the way to get the culture to get going on what I want. And I was like, fuck, I can't say burn it down anymore. And I wanted to bring that up on the podcast because I was like, that was an interesting point. And I'm glad you reminded me, because I was like, all right, there's things that we have to learn about the culture. Like it's a constant learning curve. And when you find out, when, you know, the person that garners the biggest audience of anything in the world is saying that when he hears burn it down, he automatically associates that with Antifa. It's like, all right, well, we can't say burn it down anymore, because if it gets associated with Antifa, that's not the message we want to send as, you know, and like right-wing anarchists or left-leaning anarchists or libertarians, whatever the fuck you want to delegate yourself to. I was like, dude, all right, you know, well, that's just it.
You want to know something interesting? Joe Rogan has, I'm just kind of like drawing conclusions, but it's kind of funny. Joe Rogan is the biggest podcast and probably the biggest media platform in the world right now. Mm-hmm. And he endorsed Ron Paul in 2012. And Tucker Carlson has the biggest cable news network and just slaughtering all the other ones. And he endorsed Ron Paul in 2012. And it's just kind of cool that I'm not saying that it's like your white Ron pill. Paul, well, I'm not, it's not necessarily, yeah, it is kind of a white pill, but it's the idea that like the type of like, because I mean, I don't know about Tucker Carlson, I don't watch him as much, but Joe Rogan's like this really humble dude, very You know, he always plays
Then
down.
why were you shitting on him so hard on Twitter this week?
I don't know, dude. Yeah, that was pretty weird. Had a tweet go viral.
Yeah, it went a little viral. I sent it to you. I was like, dude, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen you write, and it blew up. What is this?
Yeah, all I was doing was like in my head, I was like, it's so funny that everyone's going after Joe Rogan for saying nigger, and like no one was in this uproar, you know,
When Vanity Fair,
when fucking NBC,
yeah,
you know, had that leaked Project Veritas video where like this anchor is like, I had the story 3 years ago, but we didn't
They
want to
shot
lose
it
the
down.
interview. Yeah, they shot it down because we didn't want to lose the interview with Kate and whatever the prince's name
the
is.
British family.
Yeah, the royal family. And all I did in the tweet, what I was like, remember that time Joe Rogan knew about the Jeffrey Epstein case and didn't release it to the public because they didn't want to ruin their relationship with the royal family. And
Yeah.
for some reason, like it started a trend where people just started commenting underneath it. We're like, remember when you know, we promised we were gonna get all the Americans out of Afghanistan, but then the guy didn't. Remember when Joe Rogan did that?
Yeah, but
Jesus
then,
Christ.
but the other half of that, the other reason why it brought up or why it blew up so badly was all the people that thought you were actually indicting Joe Rogan on that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, yo, are these people fucking all right? So this is my thing. Like I have one on my Instagram that has been making some fucking rounds. I stole the meme, by the way. Like it's not even my meme. And I looked at the original meme that I stole it from. It doesn't have near as many people that I have on it. I don't know how that happened.
You asshole.
It's not even like it's not even like a meme in the sense that it's a picture with like making a joke. It's a screenshot of a person commenting on something that you can't see. Like that's literally all it is. It's a comment on like a Facebook post that you can't see the rest of. And it says, where's my fucking phone? It's I'll read it, and it makes no sense. And everybody, like, it blew up for no goddamn reason. And I don't understand it. But all it says is we live in a it was actually a tweet. It doesn't even have the person's name attached to the tweet. It just has like the comments, the retweets, and the likes on it, and somebody liking it. And it says, where's it at? Oh, I think it got taken down. Oh, no, there it is. All right, it says, we live in a strange time where the nerds watch billion-dollar Disney movies and the jocks read obscure philosophical texts from ancient and medieval areas. It's over 30,000 likes right now, and it's been shared a shit ton of times. And there is a bajillion comments, like insane amount of comments.
This is
And
on
they're
Instagram?
like, yeah, this is on my personal Instagram.
That's
And
hilarious, dude.
it's so funny because like these people are like pissed at me for posting. Like they're like, those aren't jocks, or nerds don't do that. And like just very generic statements, you know, like, all right, you're obviously not getting the joke, because everybody, like, it's like the whole Joe Rogan thing. It's like he's a dumb jock, right? And he's sitting there talking to, you know, scientists and fucking this, that, or the other. And then if you go on like some of the social media pages of, you know, some of the big lifters and stuff, they're quoting Marcus Aurelius. Like it's a joke on both sides, because then the other side is, you know, the nerds are hyping up these Marvel comics and shit like that. And the nerds have been very like over the general stereotype of nerds is they're very against the grain, so to speak. And they're at least smarter in the sense that they are against the like tyrannicism. I don't even think that's a fucking word, but like tyrannical stuff because they're smarter because they read and shit like that. And so it was funny. It was funny to me. It was funny because now you have, you know, fucking fit dude pages that are posting Marcus Aurelius and his fucking his memoirs or whatever the fuck that book's called. And then like, and then people they're not even upset over what it's saying. They're like, you just don't know what a nerd is. And but you legitimately have nerds, like legitimate nerds, at least from what we know them as, you know, sitting there hyping up fucking Marvel 7.0 Endgame, you know? And it's like from the company Disney that like has raped little children for fucking, or their CEOs have raped little children for, you know, the last 7 decades. Yeah. And it's
Really?
like, well, that's like one of the things about Disney is that they're feeding.
I'm a
sex
Disney
to
fan
people.
now.
Yeah, I know you are. That's why you're a libertarian.
Yes.
But you know, they
that was
just
the
got so
man.
pissed, but it correlates to like your fucking Joe Rogan shit, where these people have no sense of any kind of nuance, or actually, even besides the nuance, they have no sense of fucking humor. Like that was funny. It was funny. It's legitimate.
Yeah.
It's not even like belly laugh funny. It's like, that's funny. Like, you know, it's not even
Yeah.
like, it's not even that good of a joke, but it's clearly
Yeah.
like a funny
Yeah.
joke.
Well, that's the best part about like that tweet is it's like it's meant to insult like the establishment.
Yes.
Like, that's the idea of the tweet. But just because I used Joe Rogan, people were pissed. And like, dude, I don't understand that like you have to like find a tweet that somehow is making fun of something, but also pissing off the people that would
That are
like the
supporting it.
tweet.
Yeah.
That would
fed the
like the
right thing.
tweet. They just don't get it. And if
Yeah.
like somehow you can construct a tweet like that, it's going viral because people
Well,
are
you had 2 of them. You had 2 of those Joe Rogan tweets, and they
Yes,
both did
and it's
really
the
well. One
same-
did better than the other.
yeah,
But-
yeah. Well, I also tweeted underneath because I
Mhm.
wanted to I was like, well, I have the internet's attention. Like, you better see all my fucking tweets. Like, fuck you. You're gonna see all of it. So I think that's why a lot of people caught on to the other ones. But the last time one of my tweet went viral, it was the same thing, where I was like, you know, why are people in California so worried about their house burning down? Don't they have insurance?
Yeah.
And it was meant to make fun of like BLM and that support when they were like, oh, these small
But then it
businesses have
pissed
insurance.
off the people.
Yes, and it pissed off a bunch of conservatives that didn't fucking get it, that were like, that's not how insurance works. And I got like 40, 50 people explaining to me how fucking insurance works and
Yeah.
DMing me, telling me like, you don't know a fucking thing about insurance. I'm like, thank you guys.
Well, and it just makes it like, it's just the wildest thing. And this is where it, you know, the whole thing where it's like everybody, remember when I talked about it, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, where I was like, the guy walked into the store and he was like, everybody's an NPC, watch this, and asked the dude about like the weather and shit, and then walked out of the store and just went on about his day. And he's like, you're the main character of everybody, or of your own, you know, like your story kind of thing. And it was just like, there's no, like, I just don't understand. Like, I couldn't help myself when I saw, I texted you about one person that fucking commented on it. It was like something spooge or something like that. And I just couldn't help it. I had to explain it to him. Like, I had to, because I was so annoyed that he didn't get it, because it was like, you're being fucking dumb right now. Like, you were, and like when somebody told him it was sarcasm, he still didn't understand the sarcasm of it. Are you still there, or did I freeze? I'm still here. Anyways, I'll keep going and maybe you'll catch up. You know, he just didn't understand the sarcasm of it, and it literally legitimately made me angry. You know, it just made me angry. I was like, what the fuck is this? And so I had to explain it to him. I had to. Like, I didn't want to. I wanted it to continue. I wanted it to continue and be like this stupid fucking Like it's funny because he doesn't get it. But in my core, I was like, I have to see if this guy understands. And then I said it and he was like, oh, I understand now. And it's like, how did you not get that in the first place? Like, I just didn't. I'm stupid. How did you not get it? Even without knowing you, it was like a clearly obvious play on the words that were written. Like it was.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people, like, especially when they don't know my account, they will just think I'm dumb, or they will take it literally. I think some people also like they take social media so seriously that when they read something that's not like ha ha LOL with the emojis faces, they automatically assume I'm being serious.
And this is
And
where Uncle fucking Ruckus, not Ruckus, Uncle what's his face, the guy that I didn't in that point of the podcast where I can't remember people's names. Kaczynski, Uncle Ted was right, dude. Like technology might be like the downfall of the nation.
Dude, he's got cancer.
I know he's gonna die. He's gonna die, and probably pretty soon. He's got like a year left. But you know, like this is where Uncle Ted was fucking right. Like in this sense, he's right. I think I've said it the entire time on this podcast. I think technology is going to be the thing that liberates us from the way the world is. But at the same time, like, God, there's just people that aren't going to make it, man. There's just people that aren't going to make it and they don't deserve to. Because if you are reading something that is just flat and plain, it's just a paragraph. It has no emojis or ha-has or LOLs. And you cannot understand the sarcasm in the sentence that's clearly sarcastic. Like I get that there's gray areas when it comes to like texting and things like that when you're talking to people.
So autistic kids aren't gonna make it, dude.
Well, yeah, I mean they shouldn't have in the first place. That's what happens when you read with each other. You fucking weirdos. Fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
That's what that's what vaccines do.
That's what fucking vaccines do. Technology. Kaczynski was right. It's just at that point, it's like taking my whole rant right there about Uncle Ted being right out of context and like putting that into a tweet and then being like, you hate autistic people and you think Ted Kaczynski is a god. And it's like, well, bro, are you fucking retarded? Like, I don't like, it makes me, it gives me anxiety because it's like some of these people have like actual power to do things to other people.
Yeah.
Thankfully I don't.
Yeah.
But like these other people that are commenting on everybody's shit and they're just completely misunderstanding the point, and that's the other thing. There's people that are avidly misunderstanding the point on purpose. But they have power over people and that's scary.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of especially like on Twitter with like the blue check marks, like a lot of them live in like literally a bubble. Like they live amongst the higher class, like lower higher class, and they fucking like they all go to the same places together, all hang out together, and they literally like their friends or the people they're around would never dare say something like that.
Yeah,
like that.
It doesn't. It's not even a thought that crosses their mind.
Yeah, it doesn't come up. It does not come up. And like,
go ahead.
That's what it's nice about being, amongst the poor people. You got nothing to lose, baby. You can start talking about whatever you want.
It's like the girl that said something about the truckers, the Canada truckers. She said something. I think I quote tweeted it. I said, "Tell me you know nothing about the middle class or lower middle class. Tell me you know nothing about the lower middle class without telling me you know nothing about the lower middle class." I'm gonna try and find it real quick, but it was just so. It was so wild to me that she did not understand that what she said was All right, so she said it was Liz Plank. She's blue check. She's like, name a job where you could use a racial slur while on the job and face zero consequences for it. And I was like, tell me you don't come from the lower or lower middle class communities without telling me you don't come from the lower or lower middle class communities. Like, you know how many fucking fucked up things get said on a daily basis on a construction site, you dumb bitch. And some of these people make more than her. They just don't act like they do because they're like, they act like they're where they're from, which is like a lower middle class family that was raised by one female because their fucking father was put in prison for speeding and then not paying his taxes. And so they got him on 2 charges and threw him away for the rest of his life, or stealing from a convenience store or from a grocery store because he didn't have enough money from his construction job or he got laid off at the goddamn plant in the town. And so he went to prison because he decided to rob a fucking store at gunpoint because he didn't know what else to do with his family. Like, there's so many slurs in those groups of people. Like, we call each other shit.
Yeah, dude, like pretty much like all my jobs that I've ever had, maybe besides the one corporate job I had, everyone kind of like talked shit, kind of made jokes, made racial jokes to each other, messing with each other. Like, it's all like completely normal. Like, there's no, like, if you don't jump in on the shit talking, dude, then people start shit talking you. And it's like, whoa. And you gotta like, it's like a whole thing. Like, you know, I don't know, like hanging out with dudes on like working on construction. Like, I don't know how many times we heard our boss always say something about the Mexicans and they start dying laughing. They say something about him being white or whatever.
Yeah, they talk about crackers or whatever else.
Yeah, they would say something.
The fucking white boys. I heard that a lot. And it's just like these people are so out of touch with fucking reality. And the thing is like, when I say reality, the vast majority of people are, I mean, there's a reason why the 1%, there's a reason why 1% is $450,000 in the United States. Like, that's the 1% and above. But the people that make 100 grand and above are living a vastly different life than the people that make 70 grand and below. Like, vastly different. Like, there's just a difference there. You know what I mean? Like, and you'll get a couple construction workers and shit like that make, you know, over the 100K mark, but they just live in the same town, or, you know, they fucking still live in the same side of town, whatever it is. But like, the difference between 70K and 100K and 100K and above is insane. It's like wildly different.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's why, like, you know, when you're like us, when we're talking to people, like, we hear someone's making like 60, 70K, we're like, dude, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, bud. Good for you, dude. That's fucking good.
You're still, you know, fucking 360K or 370K away from the 1%.
Yeah.
And there's almost no way to move up from that at 70K, depending on what your job is. Like, almost no way.
Yeah. But yeah, man, they just live in their fucking bubble. They don't know like a regular person's life and what it's like. Like, it's, I don't know, like even on like public transport, bro. Like,
yeah,
shit gets weird on there. And it's not like, you know, I mean, it's not like it's like the most dangerous thing, but it's just like, sometimes there's someone being sketchy. Sometimes there's someone on there being fucking weird, just weird. You don't know what's going on.
They're just jacking off in front of you with their mask on.
Yeah, dude, doing something crazy.
That was a
like
fucking
that.
Video.
That was in New York, I think, right?
Yeah. And they took a video. They took a video of it instead of stopping the person from jacking. It's just weird, man. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird, dude.
The last thing I want to talk about, so we can wrap this thing up, the ACLU. I have to bring this up. ACLU tweeted today, breaking: it's not breaking. I just want everybody to know that this isn't breaking news. Breaking: newly declassified documents reveal that the CIA has been secretly conducting massive surveillance programs that capture Americans' private information. This surveillance is done without any court approval and with few, if any, safeguards imposed by the Congress to protect our civil liberties. These reports raise serious questions about what information of ours the CIA is vacuuming up in bulk, and how the agency exploits that information to spy on Americans. This invasion of our privacy must stop. Thank you, ACLU, for telling us something that we already know.
How is this happening?
Dude, we've already went through this. Didn't we have what's his fuck? He's in our fucking intro, isn't he? Isn't he in our intro? We did not spy on Americans. No, he's not in our intro.
Yeah.
We were gonna put him in. Is he in our intro? I don't know.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's in there.
Fucking what's his face?
James Clapper. He was the director of the NSA.
Yeah, Clapper. We do not spy on United States citizens' internet data or whatever he fucking says. And then, what was it? 3-4 months later? Yeah, that's actually Edward Snowden released it to everybody that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
And so we're surprised. We're surprised now. It's breaking news.
And especially like the CIA, like that's been a joke for a long time that like the CIA is spying on you. Like that's
the reason why it's funny is because there's a little truth in it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Like I bet they're, I don't think. I don't necessarily think that like the CIA has the capability to spy on 360 million people. I think social media and stuff like that helps.
Oh yeah.
But they're definitely spying on some people. They're like listening to emails, there's been cases where the like NSA's got in trouble because like people that work there were having other coworkers spy on like their wife, their girlfriend, or like whatever weird shit like that.
Yeah. Dude, do you think so? Like a joke has to originate somewhere, right? Do you think it was like they got the order one day in a meeting and they're like, oh, we're going to be, looking at Americans' data. Like, this is how we're going to do it. And one guy was like, dude, I fucking hate this. Like to his buddy, he was like, dude, I fucking hate this job. And the other guy was like, yeah, man, this job is bullshit. But don't post about it on Facebook later tonight because I'm going to see that shit and I'm going to report it. Like he was like joking with his buddy. And then somebody overheard it and was like, oh, that's funny. And then it was like, goes home and talks to his wife and she posts something about, or she's like, man, we're paying, fucking $60,000 in taxes this year between the two of us. And we only make $120,000 between the two of us. Like we're paying half our fucking salaries in taxes. I was talking on Facebook today and I was bitching about taxes. And he's like, I know, I already saw it because I'm work for the CIA and I already saw your fucking post. And she's like, that's not funny. You can't say shit like that. And then she goes and makes a joke to like her fucking friend named Becky and is like, yeah, Becky, you better watch out if you're going to post something about fucking Karen in the HOA because the CIA is working on it or is listening and they're going to tell Karen about you fucking talking shit about her, and it just keeps going on and on. Now the American public is just like, haha, the CIA watches you. It's so fucking funny. And now the ACLU is like, yeah, the CIA watches you. This is a mass fucking violation of our civil liberties.
Yeah,
and it's like,
it's
so
like,
is rioting in the fucking cities and destroying people's small businesses. Thank you, ACLU, for being so outspoken on our civil liberties.
Yeah, and it's like, like this has been happening like probably since like the 60s, like maybe even before that.
As soon as they could figure out how to like data mine, like they've been doing.
Yeah, like the phone calls being tapped, like I don't know.
Yeah,
probably the CIA was tapping fucking phone calls. Like Martin Luther King, I think there was like reports about him being wiretapped and then listening to his phone calls.
Yeah,
it's not even
X,
like
same thing.
Yeah, it's not even like that crazy of an idea. Like I'm pretty sure the CIA's been doing it.
Was tapping though.
The only thing that the CIA's been doing this a lot longer than like the NSA has. They've been spying on people for for decades. Like
Yeah.
since they probably
Dude,
like
do you ever get
relatively
confused
after they
between
were
the
born.
FBI and the CIA? Because like the FBI does like a lot in the United States, and the CIA ends up just doing the same thing, but say that they're for foreign entities.
I mean, probably sometimes I do, but
I just
don't
look
know.
at them as the same thing. Like they're just the same thing with two different names.
I mean, to us, they basically are like,
Yeah.
from our perspective, like they're not much different. But I think the CIA is a little bit better at covering their tracks than like
Yeah.
the FBI.
I think the FBI is the one that just has to take the hit. Like the CIA does something and the FBI is like, all right, it's our turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're like certain things. Like it's weird because we kind of know like for some reason like different departments of the military kind of have a little bit of their own agenda, not completely, but a little bit of their own agenda, and they kind of move in separate ways sometimes. So I think like I don't know what the agendas are of the FBI and the CIA, but I feel like slightly they're different.
Yeah.
But like when it came to like
But
you
the
know,
end game
something
is the same.
big. Yeah, I mean, I think they're both like trying to grab more power however they can, and they're kind of competing with each other about who can
Yeah.
get more power. And but at the same time, like
Who do you think's blackmailed more presidents?
probably the FBI.
Yeah, I was gonna say the FBI, definitely.
Yeah, probably the FBI. See, that's the thing though, with like the CIA, they're too like they're like so mysterious. Like you kind of just assume they're evil and assume like, well,
Secret
yeah,
agent,
you just
man.
kind of like if the FBI is doing something, it's like, okay, I could definitely like if I saw evidence the FBI did this, but I've never seen evidence before that the CIA did this, I can just assume that the CIA probably did this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. Like the FBI is very like if FBI agents show up at my door, I'm gonna be like, fuck you, go get a warrant, suck my dick, pig. The CIA shows at my door, I'm not gonna know they just tapped everything in my fucking room.
Yeah. Like you probably talked to him last week and you had no fucking idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's kind of like I feel like the CIA is like the legitimate, like they have like legitimate spies that just blend in with and like honeypot the fuck. My girlfriend's probably part of the CIA. She's just fucking long gaming me right now.
Yeah,
and
Anna definitely is.
Oh yeah, Anna is definitely long gaming fucking Jared. Like it's just
she's actually about to waken him with like, you know, he's like a sleeper cell.
Yeah, she's gonna tell him to like, she's gonna be like, the post office took a shit on my mail and you should go blow them up. Just go, okay, I'll go do that. I'll go blow up the post office. Fuck them.
Yeah. Just go psycho. Go postal.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I always think the CIA, like, and that's the other thing. Like, you just don't know unless you sit there and do fucking research upon research. Like, even the minimal amount of research that you and I have done, like, you still don't know shit about it. And it's like, I don't even care to know, because at the same time, like, what is it gonna do for me? What is it?
Yeah, well, at the same time is like, even like all the stuff that we do know, like, all you can say you research all the shit you can. Like, this is a
you don't know
secret agency. Like, I bet like we've only scratched the surface. Like, there's probably like a shit ton of just plans, stuff they've never done, but like plans in there that you read it and you'd be like, what the fuck?
Why?
What? Why? Like, why? It doesn't even have to like make sense. It's like, we're going to, I don't know, like, we get nuked, we invade Mexico. It's like, what? Why?
Yeah, exactly. If we get nuked, Hawaii is now our slave state. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what do they have there that we can't get anywhere else? Like,
yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I there's probably like the CIA is definitely like the better at like keeping the secret. Like, I don't know why. It might be like the FBI is bigger. I don't even know. But the FBI is like, also there's been like so many like TV shows about the FBI. They're more like in the mainstream, where the CIA is kind of,
and
like,
that's why I think that
out
that's why I
of the
think they run
mainstream.
cover. I think they're like the run cover guy for the CIA. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like that's typically their job, is to run cover for them. Like, I know they hate each other and they're like both competing for power, but I feel like that's like the ultimate, like that would be the ultimate con. And they're both like spy agencies. So like that would be the ultimate spy agency con. Oh, we hate each other. And then every time something comes up, it's like, oh, it's the FBI's fault. And the CIA just continues about their fucking business.
Yeah, they probably have like, you know, business deals. If you look at them like kind of like a business in a way.
Yeah.
Just a very evil one. And they fucking, you know, work with each other, whatever. I mean, they definitely like came together for like the whole like takedown of Trump and like the whole Trump-Russia collusion. That was like them kind of working together along the way. And then the FBI kind of took more of the blame for it, but the CIA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're the cover guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the CIA is also like, I think they're the ones that are like, we want a transsexual Black Asian woman to be our face of our organization.
Yeah.
And that's like the only thing you see from like the CIA. You never see them in the news really. Like the CIA did this, the CIA did that. Like if you start talking, like if you just even mention the CIA, people already assume you're a conspiracy theorist.
Oh yeah.
Like instantly. If you mention the CIA at all, like don't do it.
They've done their job well. That's for sure. And you know, the ACLU is probably an entity of either or.
Yeah, I mean, like, who the fuck, like, you could have wrote this article 30 years ago and it would still stand up.
Yeah, it's
like,
still true.
It would be like, no, like, what? No way. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Especially after the
ACLU.
Yeah, especially after the NSA thing. Like, it kind of became mainstream that the government's spying on you. And I don't think a lot of people even know the difference between the NSA and the CIA.
No, they don't. I mean, fuck, dude, you can barely tell from their what's that, their statements, like their mission statement, like you can barely tell the difference from them. I don't know, they're all very similar and different at the same time. I just don't understand why people are surprised by this, but there was a lot of people surprised by this and they need to wake the fuck up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But
like
other than that, I ain't got shit. You got anything else, Typo?
I do not. It's been great.
Right. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I hope everybody has a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's coming up. I will be celebrating that alone.
Hell yeah.
But you know, happy Valentine's Day from the boys out there. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it, you know?
Yeah.
Just saying, guys.
Tell Typo happy Valentine's Day. He still doesn't know that it starts or it ends with an N or an NE. He thinks it starts with an ME still. So let him know how you feel about it.
I do fuck that up sometimes. I won't lie.
So yeah, happy Valentine's Day out there. And yeah, I hope you guys fucking enjoyed the episode. Be out.